What's up, everybody? I am here to show you my pickups from June 2023. That's right, June. Even though we're about 3 weeks into July already, I am finally ready to show you my pickups from June. The reason it's so delayed is I spent the second half of June preparing to be a vendor at a game convention for the very first time. So I ended up going to the Video Game Summit, which was in McCook, Illinois, basically kind of west of Chicago. And it was my first time going as a vendor. I've been going to game conventions for years now, but always wanted to try selling at one, and it was a great time. So first off, if anybody was there, you might have seen me with my sign on my booth. So I just had this made up beforehand. I've got a link to my YouTube channel, which of course you're watching now, and then I also have an eBay store. Also, I'll throw up a photo here of my booth so you can see I brought quite a bit of stuff, all different types of games. I had Pokemon cards, Amiibo, lots of collectibles, plush toys, you name it, I probably brought it. Anyway, I initially heard about this show thanks to my buddy Nick, who you may know as Super Nintendo. I will go ahead and throw a link to his channel in the description below. If you are not familiar with him, definitely check out his videos. He does some really great series like Retronomics and other great content, so be sure to check him out. And then also at the show, to my right, to the right of my booth, I was lucky enough to be seated next to Brett Weiss, who is a great author. He's written a ton of really great books about video games and collectibles. Super nice guy. Had a really great time just chatting with him in our downtime. And again, I will throw a link to his channel below, as well as a link to some of his books on Amazon. Definitely check that out. Final shout out to the guys that were across from me. That was the Lost Joystick Network. I believe it's LJN. Really great guys. They have a lot of really cool imports. I met them at the Midwest Gaming Classic earlier this year and was lucky enough to be seated right by them. So again, their link is in the description below. Check them out as well. And then just about the show itself, I had a great time. It was very, very tiring. The venue was a little unusual. It was an indoor sports arena, so the ground was like simulated grass. Very, very strange. But it was about an hour drive from where I live, and I left my house, I think, around 5:30 a.m., because we were supposed to start setting up around 7 a.m. and then the show opened at 9 and then ran until 5 p.m. I believe. So it was just very, very long day, but a lot of fun. Definitely recommend checking it out next year. And I will definitely be doing more shows in the future. Anyway, let's get on to the pickups. First off, a couple interesting things I found at Treasure Hunt, the store with the bins and the set price by the day. So this was on the $2 day, I believe. I found a third-party hard drive adapter for PlayStation 2. I didn't actually realize that third parties were making these. And this one is, what is it? R Geek. I don't know if that's a good brand, but it looks to be in good shape, and it was $2, and I've actually been looking for one of these, so why not? One other kind of bizarre pickup. This is a plush of Choo Choo Charles, which, if you're not familiar with it, it's an indie horror game. I think it's only available on PC right now, but it's basically a horror survival horror game where you're trying to escape from an evil train with spider legs. So it's obviously modeled after Thomas the Tank Engine, but very, very evil and terrifying. I haven't actually played the game yet, but I've watched a lot of gameplay videos and recognized this guy in the bin. So for $2, I had to pick it up. Okay, next couple things at Goodwill. I found a white official Sony DualShock 3 for PS3. That was $6.99. Not bad. It's in very good condition, and I don't think I had a white controller yet. Also, this might be a little hard to see on video there, but it was just 99 cents, and it is a Wendy's Kids Meal toy from Erie, Indiana, which some of you younger folks may have never even heard of this, but it was a really interesting live-action show back in the mid-90s, I want to say, about a couple of boys who had to solve kind of weird paranormal mysteries and kind of sci-fi stuff. It was a really, really cool show, and I had no idea that they made Happy Meal toys, so definitely had to pick that up. And speaking of Happy Meals, got this bag of toys. It was $2.99, but it's got some really cool classic McDonald's stuff. So it has one of the McNugget characters. This one I've never seen. It's a little wind-up fillet of fish. So you basically wind it up, and then it just like shoots forward and flaps its little fins. It's kind of fun. Just in time for his birthday, we got Grimace riding a horse. That's another little wind-up toy. And then a few different Mac Tonight toys, which, again, anyone who wasn't or didn't grow up in the 80s probably has never seen this guy before, but he was a marketing character or a marketing campaign for McDonald's that kind of encouraged people to go eat dinner at McDonald's. But thought these were cool for just a couple bucks. And one other thing, this was 99 cents. It is a lenticular Tiny Toons Adventure photo frame. So hopefully you could see it. It's got most of the main characters, and I love lenticular stuff, so that was a no-brainer. Next, got this stack of stuff from a Salvation Army. So I found an Xbox One controller. Pretty good condition. It's got the gold D-pad and shoulder buttons, not bumpers. Only issue, I noticed one of the analog sticks, the cap is a little beat up, but I could just put a new cap on it. But it does works perfectly for $3.99. Then got a whole slew of movies here. First of all, found a older horror movie called Burnt Offerings. That was just $2.99, and never seen this one or even heard of it, but it sounded really interesting from the description. And this was kind of a fun, like, family comedy that I remember from when I was a kid. It's called Baby's Day Out. Basically just like a baby getting lost in a city, causing all kinds of mischief and hijinks. And it's a funny movie, so a couple bucks on that. This one, again, I've never seen, but heard good things. Magnolia won a bunch of awards, and I feel like they were talking about it on some show my fiance and I watch, and finally found a copy. Speaking of good movies, Dogma, the special edition. So it was tagged $1.99, and on the day that I got this, white tags were half off, so 99 cents. And this movie is out of print, unfortunately. And the DVDs aren't super valuable, but the Blu-ray, if you ever find that one, that's big money right now. But this version, I believe, has some special features and things that aren't on the Blu-ray, so wanted to pick this up, and for 99 cents, absolutely. Next, another horror movie. This one is called Wicked Little Things. Never seen it, don't really know about it, but there were a couple of these After Dark Horror Fest series in the, I think it was like the early 2000s, 2006. And I've picked up a few other films that are part of these series, and they've all been mostly good, so whenever I find one I haven't seen that doesn't sound terrible, I pick it up. And then I found all 6 volumes of the Avengers animated series. This is Earth's Mightiest Heroes. So we got volume 1, 2... these two didn't have their slipcovers, which, whatever. But all the other ones do. All the discs look pretty much brand new. and they were all just $1.99 each. So what was it just under $12 for the entire series? Now this series is currently on Disney Plus, but with all these streaming services just kind of going scorched earth with some of their shows, I figured I would just grab it while I could. And I've heard it's good, so again, if they do ever just delete it from existence on streaming platforms, at least now I have a way to watch it. And then I found a game. So this is Transformers Cybertron Adventures for Wii. It was just $1.99. Now this is I haven't played it yet, so I don't know if it's like a direct adaptation or kind of like a side story, but it's related to the Transformers. What was the first one? I think War for Cybertron, and then the second, I want to say, was Fall of Cybertron. Games that were on like the PS3 360 generation. So I did play and complete whichever the first one was. Again, I think it was War for Cybertron. I loved it. Didn't get around to playing the second one yet. I do own it. But this one, I looked it up, and apparently it is like an on-rail shooter, which I absolutely love that type of game. And like I said, I loved the game this is based on, so I figured, it's probably going to be at least decent. And it is complete, so $2. Here's hoping it's good. Speaking of Transformers, I found this interesting book, again, for just $1.99. It's You Can Draw Transformers by DK Publishing. But it has a lot of, I'm not going to flip through every page, obviously, but it has a lot of really cool artwork. I want to say it was from, like, the IDW comic run. And then there's these, like, tracing pages. All kinds of like sketches, how to do different poses and stuff. The Dinobots, Love Grimlock. And then it even has like Beast Wars. So it's a really cool book. And again, it was only $2. So that again was Salvation Army. And then one of those days, I think that was from a few different trips. But one of the days I went to the Sparrow's Nest store across the street, and they had all movies for 50 cents. Naturally, a lot of it was kind of junk, but I ran into a friend who happened to know one of the employees, and she actually let us go in the stock room and dig through the movies that they hadn't put out yet. Again, a lot of it was junk, but I did find 2 movies. I found the remake of the Amityville Horror. This is the newer one with Ryan Reynolds, which, of course, isn't as good as the original, but I liked it. And also found a 3D Blu-ray, brand new, that I hadn't heard of before. It's called Upside Down, and it sounds like it's kind of like a sci-fi, apparently romantic adventure. I don't know, but for 50 cents, I love 3D movies and always looking to add new ones, so here's hoping it's good. On that day, afterwards, went to another Salvation Army, and they had a wall of games. A lot of stuff I already had, but I did find a couple cool things. I finally replaced my copy of the Master Chief Collection, the Halo Master Chief Collection for Xbox One. I traded my copy in years ago and figured I'd rebuy it when I found it cheap, and found it for $4.95. So that was a very cool find. And then got a couple more Wii games. I feel like people might think I'm crazy, but I think in maybe a few more years, Wii stuff is going to become really, really collectible. Because a lot of it, is shovelware, has like shoehorned in motion controls, but there's a lot of stuff people just didn't give a chance that's really good. Not necessarily these, but just something to keep in the back of your mind. Like, if you're collecting, take a look at Wii stuff. Anyway, grab Deca Sports 3. It's like a sports collection. I have the first 2. It's not as good as Wii Sports, but still fun. Guitar Hero Smash Hits. Been trying to find most of the music games for Wii because it's a little easier in terms of finding the actual controllers because you don't necessarily need the dongles. A lot of them just have a slot for a Wiimote. So Guitar Hero Smash Hits, and got You Don't Know Jack, which of course is based on the classic trivia game. And this was complete. I think all of these were 3. Oh, okay. Deca Sports was $1.99. The other 2 were $3.95. So not too bad. And I think that is actually it for the thrifting pickups. But I got a lot of limited run stuff. Finally came in after some of this I was waiting like over a year. So this is from a few different orders, but let's see. I think all of these were together. So I got A Boy and His Blob. This was the one that was originally released for Nintendo Wii. And I got both versions. I usually only do this for stuff that was either published or worked on by Way Forward, who is like one of my all-time favorite developers. They did the Shantae series, which you've probably heard of. But they're not actually credited on this version, but they did work on the Wii version, so figured I'd get those. And this one, I got Cat Lateral Damaged Remastered. I got the Wii version because I wanted it on Wii in like a portable version, and the PS4 version I thought included the VR content, but apparently it doesn't, so whoops. And finally, I got the Contra Anniversary Collection. So I got the Classic Edition for Nintendo Switch, which comes in an NES-style case, and just the Standard Edition for PS4. So I usually get these Classic Editions for Switch because the dimensions of the box are actually identical to an NES case. Whereas the PS4 versions, the case looks the same, but it's going to be wider to accommodate the PS4 case. So there's those. And then, let's see. I think these were another order. So I got the Green Lava Studios Volume 2. It's a collection of like really crappy games for PS4. I got the first one when it was like an April Fool's thing, so figured why not get the second one. And then got Kids on Sight Hardhead Edition, which is a remake of a really goofy Sega CD FMV game, or full motion video. So it's all like live action video that you control. And I love those type of games, and this one just looked really funny. Speaking of FMV games, here's a new one called Who Pressed Mute on Uncle Marcus. Now, I have not played this one, but it's from a developer I really like, Wales Interactive. So, definitely wanted to get that. And then finally, got some more Way Forward stuff. So I got the Cat Girl Without Salad Amuse-Bouche Collector's Edition, which... So this game started out as I don't think it was even on Steam. It was just like a bonus downloadable game with a specific Humble bundle on PC. And then they eventually ported it to Nintendo Switch, and Limited Run did a physical version. So got the collector's edition of that, and then I got the collector's edition of Dawn of the Monsters, which is like a kaiju style game. And I have played it a bit. I got the digital version for free for pre-ordering this, and it was really cool. But yeah, so got the collector's edition for Switch and the standard edition for PS4. So that is all the limited run stuff. Let me set these aside. But in addition to those, I ended up getting some stuff on... Oh, actually, one more thing I got. I think it was just from Amazon. I got the Tears of the Kingdom Collector's Edition guide. So, I got the Collector's Edition game. I got the Pro Controller. got the guide. I still have to find the amiibo. I stupidly didn't pre-order it. I thought it'd be easy to find, but it's the one amiibo I'm missing. And then just really quick about this. So I got the collector's edition guide for Breath of the Wild, which was like oversized. And from the pictures, I thought this was going to be the same. So I'm a little disappointed. It's just like standard 8.5 by 11, but it's still nice. Okay, and then got some stuff on eBay this month, or last month in June. This is the third issue of the Resident Evil official comic book magazine. So these, these came out back in like 1998, 1999, and for whatever reason, I had issues 1, 2, 4, and 5. I don't know how or why, but I missed this one, and I was never able to find it. And for some insane reason, I don't know if people just like the art of Claire, but this issue specifically goes for way too much money, and I never wanted to pay that much, but I got lucky, and I think I won this one for about $20. So not too bad. A little more than I wanted to pay, but at least now I got a complete set. Then, let's see, what else? Here. So, this, I'll be doing a video in the near future, but this is Pokemon Stadium for Nintendo 64, the Japanese version. So, you may be wondering, why would I get this? This game was only released in Japan. So what we received in the US as Pokemon Stadium is actually Pokemon Stadium 2. And then in what we received as Pokemon Stadium 2 in Japan was called Pokemon Stadium Gold and Silver. So this is basically a slightly pared down version of what we got as the first game. It doesn't have all 150 Pokemon from Red and Blue, but it is a unique non-US release, and I definitely wanted to get it, and I got it for a really great price. I want to say I only paid like 30 or 40 bucks shipped. And it's 100% complete. It has the game boxed and the Game Boy Transfer Pack in there. So, very, very happy with that deal. If I can close it. Okay, a few more things. So these, very bizarre combination of games, but I came across an auction that had Resident Evil 3 for PS4, Demon Souls for PS5, and NBA 2K1 for Switch. I don't know why, but I ended up winning the auction for just over $30. So I previously owned Resident Evil 3, the remake, and I ended up trading it in after I finished it, just thinking, oh, I'll replace it when it gets cheap. And then I still don't have a PS5, but I want to get Demon Souls, and this I just didn't care about. But Demon Souls alone is still selling for a little over $30, so to get all three for basically $10 each was a steal. And this one I will probably just sell or trade in. I don't know if sports games have any resale value on Switch, but paid $10, whatever. A few more things. Let's see. Oh, these. I don't recall how I found these, but these are Mexican bootleg Godzilla figures. So this one, hopefully you can see the detail. This is a combination of a xenomorph from the Alien franchise and Godzilla. And this is just one of the coolest figures I've ever seen. It's really, really nice quality, too. It's kind of like a soft, almost like rubber material. And then this one, again, hopefully you can see the detail on the face. This is a combination of Predator, from the Predator films, and King Kong. So it even came with like a really cool little removable weapon. I'm just like astounded by the quality of these for bootlegs. But they had it listed as Xenozilla and Predacong. And I was just like, I have to get those. And yeah, I don't recall exactly how much these cost, but I got the pair for, I think it was like 40-ish. And people are selling just one or the other for like 40 plus shipping. So I thought it was a really good deal. And I don't know if you can see in the video there, but they do stand. They're very sturdy. I don't think they're actually posable, which I don't really mind. But yeah, very, very impressed with the quality on these. Let me put that away. And okay, couple more things. So to give you some context on these next couple things, so I have these aren't new, but I have all of the Yakuza games, or the main series. I also have Like a Dragon, but anyway. So Yakuza 0 through 6. And if you notice on the spine art, when we get to the remastered collection, it's just generic, stupid text. And I know it's just like a silly thing to care about, but I was like, I kind of like, matching spines. So I found a seller on eBay who sells custom cases, and I got custom cases for Yakuza 3 and 4, which are on one disc together, and Yakuza 5. So now, put them all together. Very nice. And on a similar note, I think maybe 2 years ago for Christmas, I got this amazing Godzilla Showa era Blu-ray set, the Criterion Collection. So it's a really, really nice set, a really cool art, this big oversized art book, but this thing is impossible to store and display. I mean, obviously can't fit it on my shelf, so I'm like, what am I going to do with this? Again, happened to come across someone on eBay who was selling custom Blu-ray cases. So now I have all 8 films in these really nice quality custom cases and can put them with the rest of my Godzilla films. Just to give you a look inside, so it's really, I'm in frame here. Really nice quality cases. And fairly inexpensive. I want to say it was like 20 something for the pair. But yeah, if you have this set and hate this giant art book or have no way to store it like I do, definitely look for these. I'll throw a link in the description for anyone interested. And one final bonus pickup this week, or this time around. It's not from June, but when I was at the Video Game Summit, I was doing my best to just sell stuff and not go out and buy everything that was just calling to me from every direction. But I made one exception. I ended up picking up this giant Mario Kart Yoshi toy. So this was actually a remote control toy from, I want to say it's Carrera. Yeah, Carrera RC. It didn't have the remote, which I don't really care about. I think these are really cool as just kind of like display pieces. And I already have Mario and Bowser, but I've never seen Yoshi at like a thrift store, which is where I found the other two. And so I noticed this at a vendor kind of behind and across the aisle from me. And when I had some downtime, I just walked over and I'm like, hey, how much is the Yoshi? And I think he said it was like 25 or 30. And I was like, any chance you do 20? Or no, he said it was 25 because I offered 20. And he's like, let's do 22. Done. So very happy to finally have this guy. And put him with the other two. So now I have a complete set. Okay, but that is it for June. I finally, I wish I did this a few weeks ago. I just simply did not have the time. Was so busy getting ready for the Video Game Summit. And then just busy after that. I'm actually getting ready for another convention coming up very soon. So be sure to check back for info about that. Let me know in the comments what you think about any of the pickups, or if you were at the Video Game Summit. If you bought anything from me or you saw my booth, you know, have any comments, any advice, thoughts, whatever, let me know. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe. I have lots more videos on the way, and appreciate everyone taking the time to watch my content. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.